HomeRight steam machine. I want to use it to clean this whole bathroom, filthy. And first I want to start with the shower head. You can see in this bathroom there's lots of creations here from my Was the Best Life Hack channel. This hanging Kleenex box and that toilet footstool, brush holder, lots of things. So just something I like to point out. And I wanna first put some water here. And now when you first use this machine, you try to refill it and it won't open for you because it's not broken, but for safety reasons. This is like a dedicated pressure cooker, and it just meant to heat up water. So for the purpose of not exploding in your face, this ingenious invention, this lid, will not open for anything. Thank goodness. Yeah, when I first got it, I tried to open this mistakenly, not knowing any better, but thank goodness it didn't open even as hard as I tried. I thought it was broken, but no, that's just a safety feature. So we're gonna use distilled water. Make sure it's distilled water. Why distilled water, you say? So you don't spew calcium dust everywhere. Now, as you can see, when I pour the water, it's just pouring out of the hole. This has a nice design. When it overflows, it actually drips on the floor. There's a hole over there in the opening that pours the water on the floor. But thank goodness we have our Bissell CrossWave as a helper. This can fit about a quarter gallon of water or 1.5 liter. And when it's overflowed, it can't fit anymore, it starts overflowing. There we go. Make sure you keep some room free at the top of the water container so steam can actually develop. Pour some out. That's weird. The water is looking kind of rusty. It's I think I'm not gonna blame the machine for this. I guess it's my fault. I kept the water in it the last time I used it and it was still steaming hot, and I suppose the interior developed rust or something. Or maybe the other person who used it put something in it, but yeah, it's not the fault of the machine. I'm gonna put some vinegar. Hopefully that fixes the problem. Rinse it out with some vinegar and then refill it with brand new clean distilled water and see if that works. before I continue recuperating this thing, let me point out the things I think that have to accompany the use of this machine, particularly 2 layers of gloves. One, those felt gloves, those cloth-like gloves, and one of the thick snow gloves, and a disposable glove to go over this combination. So when you're cleaning something like bacteria ridden the toilet, and you don't want to get sullied with nastiness. And I also highly recommend with the use of this. I think this is a must, not a recommendation, but a must, or earplugs for your ear safety to prevent damage to your ears. And definitely the CrossWave, like I mentioned before, helps a lot. Let's get this sucked up before it stains the floor. Oops, wrong plug put in. Which reminds me, for safety reasons, it is recommended it should be unplugged when it's not in use. So I'm not sure if there's an overheating shut off to this machine, but I think it is highly wise to keep it unplugged when it's not being in use. So the Bissell CrossWave made an easy work of that very bad mess, which would have ruined a mop. It would have been easy to get rid of otherwise. Let's get this down the drain here. It's got a nice handle for carrying it, very convenient. Let's see what's gonna come out of it. Yeah, rusty water. It's very disappointing this happened. But all metal rust, so I'm not blaming it. We're gonna keep that pouring. Like I always say, no product is perfect. You know, reality is filled with problems, things that break. That's life. And you just have to deal with it. Yeah, it's almost poured out. Get some the vinegar, rinse this. The procedure I plan for getting the rust out is to rinse the water tank a couple of times and then fill it about halfway with vinegar. Close the lid on the tank and turn the steam cleaner on, and until it reaches readiness, complete readiness, when the steam is ready to go out, and just let it sit there overnight since it's pretty late right now. I'm just gonna leave it sit there and then just check back in the morning and see if the rust has been completely cleaned out of the water tank. And so I'll put it in speed mode for you. While sleeping, someone used it not knowing there was vinegar in there, and I went to check and there was no problem whatsoever. Of course, since distilled water is made out of steam, so it can be expected, even though it might be rusty in there, the steam will probably be very clean. Now let's see what's in the water tank. I want to rinse it out and have a look-see. As far as I can tell, the problem has been resolved. The rust eliminated. It looks pretty clear, the liquid coming out of it. Almost rust free. I think that's good enough. There's a smell of vinegar, strong smell of vinegar coming out of it, and it's not metallic-y, but it's a bit musty. The vinegar, I think, did really well. It's looking very shiny inside there, and it cleaned this copper screw really well. It looks like it's been scrubbed, and yeah, I think it did a very excellent job. It's looking brand new. So these might a bit vinegar, rinsing water heaters with vinegar might actually work. I'm quite pleasantly surprised by how well this copper screw was cleaned, and from the inside it looks shiny. So I think it's been resolved. The vinegar did an excellent job, and yeah, I'll just wash it out. The water's looking clear in there. I'm just gonna wash it out a bit with regular tap water. And then I wanna refill it with distilled water. Now I want to mention a couple of things. It's I wear long clothing and thick clothing. And the gloves for the safety reasons, because just having the steam slide over your skin will give you severe, really bad burns. Instant, probably second-degree burns, and you want to avoid the contact with the steam as much as possible and minimize the extent of injury if the steam does contact you. So you want to take extra precaution, and also the gloves help with the handling of the steam gun, because it can get hot, and also the machine can get hot as well, so you can move it around. Yeah, these are things that are helpful to protect yourself, to keep yourself uninjured and in good shape. You don't want to wear yourself out. You only got one container in life, and you should take care of it as much as possible. Okay, and that's it now for this part. Now we can go on. You can watch part 2 to watch the actual steam cleaning. Now the machine is ready.